Buddy. Good to see you. Trying to give just a few minutes for the algorithm to kick in and send out those notifications. People will be like, "She's on again?" It's kinda how my back feels. My back's like, "What are you doing?" Just kidding. But, anyway, just kinda waiting to see if anybody else comes in. Usually come in a couple of minutes in, so Mischief, I'm glad to see you. Hey, Bodie's Beaches, good to see you. Aloha to you too. Gonna give it just a couple minutes and let people come in. Mischief's in the background. She's like all excited. I mean, completely like blown away excited. Not like, oh goody, but like, oh my gosh. She's been kind of keeping track of the money as it has come in as we've done the our a hand up, not a hand out thing for Mischief today. I do have her 3 payment apps running across the bottom of the screen, so if anyone feels so inclined and has not had a chance to do so yet, please use one of those, either PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App to make a small contribution if you are so inclined. Again, at the urging of Mischief, I want to say, please, if this would in any way put you in any kind of a bind, do not do it. That's not what we're here for. Mischief has just, through no fault of hers or her husband's at all, they have had a little financial setback due to his illness and not, not being able to work. So, anyway, we just wanted to help out. So we decided to do this little bit of a little fundraiser. And I think I have not got the official total so far, but I think that we're hovering somewhere around $2,000, which is phenomenal. I mean, see what we can do. That's what I said earlier was if a lot of people do a little bit, it, it can really make a huge difference. And that's what we've had here is a lot of people have done a little bit and a few people have done a whole lot. So, and you know who you are, but whether you gave $5 or $100 or whatever you gave, we appreciate it so, so much. And we're gonna give them a little bit of breathing room while they are working. That's the thing is that they're not sitting back on their butts, just like waiting, for something to happen to change their lot in life at the moment. They are working on things to try to better themselves while fighting illness. I mean, I know a little bit about that. It's not easy at all. So, if this will just buy them a little bit of time, and, Mischief said earlier that, if it wasn't for his military pension, that she doesn't know what that they would do. So that's just, thank God they've got that, right? So, anyway, I'm going to go through the chat real quick and then I'm going to bring our guest on. So, he's absolutely lovely. I had a chance to talk to him for just a minute in the back and I'm excited. We have Lord Kiss Freak with us this evening. So that's going to be exciting, but I just want to catch up with my chat just a minute and then we are going to bring him on and find out all about him. So, Mischief Managed, so glad you're here. Happy belated birthday. I think that we should have birthday weeks or even months, not just a day, is what I think. Bodie's Beaches, aloha to you too. Lord Kiss Freak is in the house, in the back of the house at the moment. So, Marilee, good to see you. Carrie, so good to see you. I will be talking to you again soon, I'm sure. And we're going to talk to your friend, which is exciting. So, here we go. Eat more pizza now. Also good to see you. I do want to talk to you too. Um, I watched you a little bit on Kelly's show and I got my nights mixed up and I thought that it was the night before and then I thought, well, it must have got canceled and then by the time I saw last night, it was y'all were getting ready to end, and so I didn't get to see everything that I wanted to, but I'm really interested in bringing you on here too. I would love to bring each and every one of you on just one at a time and get to know you because this has like been the most fun that I have had in a long time. I was just telling my mods, this has been amazing to get to meet people kind of one on one and get to know them because there's so many of you and there's just one of me. And so sometimes I recognize your names. Sometimes I even recognize your pictures because some of you put like real pictures of yourself up. But when I now that I'm like having a chance to actually meet somebody, it's just like amazing. I really like it. So awakened by the looking glass reflection. Good to see you. Yeah. Dee Dee, good to see you. Love from down under. I love that. Tip 420, good to see you too. So good to see everybody. Yeah, I took some allergy medicine a while ago, so if I nod off, just like, I don't know what to do, but if I nod off, just like, you know, y'all can leave and I'll eventually wake up and turn shut the deal down because you're not going to want to sit around and wait for me to stop snoring because that's embarrassing. So, yeah, it was Tuesday night, but you had to reschedule. Okay, so I wasn't completely wrong. Okay, y'all. So, anyway, I am yeah, I like this one. The future's so bright, you gotta wear shades. Dee Dee's laughing at me. I'm not sure why. I probably look goofy. I couldn't see out of my other glasses, so I put these on. They're a little bit big, but I don't care. Yeah, we shall watch you sleep and drool. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Okay, y'all. I think I'm going to go ahead and call our guest up front and center, and you all can get to meet him. Those of you that haven't. And his name is Chris, but I'm going to let him tell you his last name because I was practicing it and I'm going to get it wrong.
It's Charlebois.
I think that's how I was saying it in my head, but with my accent, it wasn't coming out quite the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I seriously say things, and it doesn't sound the same. Like, when my brother was little, he had a little bit of a speech impediment, and his name was Brian Andrew Thurman, and they would say, "What's your name?" And he'd say, "Brian Andrew Furman," and we'd say, "No," "Oh, it's Brian Andrew Furman," and he'd say, "No, it's Brian Andrew Furman." He thought he was saying it completely right. He'd get so mad. He got so mad at me one time, he shot me in the mouth with his BB gun. Seriously, like, right here. It was like, "Ugh, little brothers. Mm-mm-mm." So, I am so glad to have you here. I have seen you in different chats for the whole time I have been on YouTube, and I'm just really, really thrilled to actually have you here and get to meet you and introduce you to the people that maybe haven't had a chance to meet you yet. So, do you
Yeah.
wanna tell them just a little bit about yourself? Just, just briefly, and then we'll start at the beginning, kinda.
Oh, just quick there. I'm from Northern Ontario, way up in the sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Work in a gold mine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You kind of sound like when you talk, you kinda sound like those, ice road trucker guys. Like, you have a lot of the accent that some of them have. So,
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. I love accents. So, I'm like, "Cool." Except for mine, I hate mine. I'm like, "Oh, god." That's why I always wrote, was because I didn't wanna, be heard. So that's why
Yeah.
I wrote for the newspaper and stuff, because I can use all the right words, but when I say them, they come out silly. So,
Yeah.
but so tell us a little bit more. So, have you lived there your whole life?
Yeah. Except maybe a couple of years, I lived in Ottawa,
Uh-huh.
which is the nation's capital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah.
Cool. Are you married or anything like that? I mean,
No, not married, but I do have two beautiful daughters.
yeah.
Yeah.
All the single ladies will be throwing their phone numbers at you. He's really nice looking, y'all. He's really nice looking. So, I was gonna tell him, "See, I wore my KISS shirt in honor, and look
And
what
I
he
wore
wore."
this one.
I just knew we'd both have on KISS shirts, and then he showed me what he had on. I thought, "I should go change mine," and I thought, "No, I'm wearing mine in honor of him." So, okay, so let's just kinda start at the beginning, and you told me that, that when you were little, that your mom left when you were a pretty small
I
child.
was 4 years old. My brother was two.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that had to have been rough. You were just a
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. For the longest time, I barely remembered her.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet.
Like
I
I knew
bet.
her from pictures.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, my sister passed away when my nephew, her little boy,
Yeah.
was 2, and he doesn't remember her now. I mean, he remembers pictures. He has those kind of memories, like, he remembers her helping him look for Easter eggs or look for this or that or do this or that, but that's because he's seen the pictures so often, and so you were the same age, so I
Yeah.
imagine. Did she
Yeah.
come back or did she just stay
Nope.
gone? Oh my
She
goodness.
came back probably a year or two later just to grab some of her things that were left here, and
Mhm.
they we
Oh,
we
wow.
didn't really see her.
Mm,
Yeah.
wow. That is
And
so sad.
like
So
when
you were
she was
raised by
around,
your
by my dad and my grandmother, but
yeah, yeah,
when my mom was around, all we spoke was English because she doesn't speak French.
yeah.
And I guess in a way I was really pissed that she left,
Well,
because
yeah, I bet.
overnight I switched to French.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I had to relearn English when I was 10.
Oh, wow. So are you fluent in both languages then?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so awesome. I could barely speak English. I'm always amazed that people that can speak several languages.
Yeah.
That's like Jimena, she's one of my, mods, and she's
Yeah,
got a
she
channel
speaks three
herself.
or four languages,
Yeah, 3 or 4
if
languages, and
not
I'm just
more.
like, that is yeah, I can't remember what all does I think she speaks French. I think
Yep,
she
she does.
speaks,
Very good
English,
French. Like
and I know she speaks English and Spanish, obviously, and French, but I
French.
know there's another 1 or 2, like 2 more.
Portuguese,
Yeah, Portuguese,
and there's probably a
that is
couple
something else.
others that she understands.
Yeah, that is just amazing to me. I'm like, seriously, I'm just not good at that. I want to be, but I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I'll take up a language, get one of those Rosetta Stone things or something and learn some kind of
Well, my
language.
youngest daughter taught herself Japanese.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That would be hard. My daughter-in-law is Japanese, and
yeah.
what's funny is she's Japanese, born and raised in Japan, and she teaches English in Germany. So she's Japanese, teaches English in Germany. I'm like, "Man, you're a mess." But yeah, she's a sweetheart. But I don't know, they say that's really hard to learn. So, it says that you kinda bounced around from house to house when you were a
Uh,
kid.
well, yeah, because of my dad working shift work, and my
Yeah.
grandmother couldn't always take care of us. We
Mhm.
were bounced around from home to home, a few months here, a few months there. And,
Oh,
yeah.
bless your heart.
Yeah.
That had to have been
Uh,
hard.
we were almost given up for adoption at one point.
Oh, wow. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Mm. But, okay, so it says that you had your life was going pretty good and everything, and that you went to college. What were you studying in college?
To be an auto mechanic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to study.
Yeah.
Wow. And, so you had your first daughter about that time, I guess? And
Yeah.
you
Just
you
just after I came back to Northern Ontario,
Uh-huh.
it would have been 2001.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your daughters aren't very old, really. I mean, mine are,
Oh, my
they're
my
older.
oldest is turning 24 this year. She's been married
Yeah.
for 2 or 3 years already.
Yeah. So do you have any grandkids?
Nope, not yet.
Not yet. Oh, it changes your life, I'm telling you.
I might just make it to 50.
You might. I'm 58, and I actually technically have a great-grandson
Wow.
because my, daughter's second husband, he has a daughter and a son from a previous marriage, and he's
Yeah,
older than my daughter. And so his daughter from the previous marriage, which is as much my granddaughter as any of them, but it just explains the age. She's actually married and has a child, and so I'm
yeah,
actually, a I'll be he's 2 and a half now. So I'm
yeah.
actually a great grandma. People are like, "You're what?" I'm like, "Yep."
Well, it's kind of weird. I went to school with my aunt. She was
Oh,
three
yeah.
years 3 years ahead of me, but still, we went to the same schools.
Yeah, how funny. So, you said you had your first daughter, but you and her mom, it didn't work out between the 2 of you, so you ended up splitting up?
Yeah, and that's when they started getting in trouble.
Yeah, so I wanna talk about that. I wanna talk about a little bit your trouble, and you said you started selling drugs and stuff. Because I love a redemption story. I love that you were doing great, stuff happened, you know, and then you're
Yeah,
doing great again. I love that. I love it.
well,
So what happened?
I say it started small, but it basically started with an assault.
Oh, yeah?
I don't even remember the circumstances, but I had ended up doing a bit of time, like maybe a month,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I went on to. I hope mischief doesn't take that wrong, but I ended up with mischief.
Oh, she's
The
used to it. Yeah, she's
keying
used
a
to
car,
it.
or the really upset with someone and keying their car while they're at a bar or something at night. And again, I was on probation, so automatically back to jail.
Mm.
Uh,
Well, there's no
yeah,
judgment here.
yeah, I
I
don't.
promise you, no judgment here.
It's three or
No,
four
not at
times,
all.
like small stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then I ended up moving back to my hometown, like an hour away,
Mhm.
and on welfare, nothing to do,
Mhm.
and someone came up to me and asked if I wanted to start selling drugs,
Wow.
and I just saw dollar signs.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, I imagine. Had
yep.
you been taking drugs at that
Nope,
point or
nope.
wow.
I had smoked weed, of course, before, but
Yeah.
it wasn't really my thing. It
Mhm.
lasted a few years, and that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you started selling drugs. I mean, so did you get caught with that? Did you or, how long did you
Uh,
do that for?
I actually did that for 2 years, and then there was a big drug bust. They got
Mhm.
14 of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So did you end up back in jail then?
Yes, I did. I was in there for, at first, it was a couple weeks. Then I made bail.
Yeah.
and it took about a year and a half for the whole court process and everything. And
Mhm.
I ended up doing 90 days weekends, but usually weekends it's 3 days, Friday, Saturday,
Mhm.
Sunday. But
Yeah.
I only went in Saturdays, so 2 days at a time. Took forever,
Oh,
almost
I
a year.
bet. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so after that, is that when you started straightening your life up again?
Yeah,
And I know
because
you
I met someone while I was doing that,
wow.
and just after I got arrested, we found out that she got pregnant,
Mhm.
and having that my second daughter on the way, that was my wake up call.
Yeah. That's great though. I mean, really.
Yeah,
That shows a lot of maturity and love. It
yeah.
really does. That really does.
And like my
So,
ex used to say, she made me a citizen. Since
mhm,
then, I've been working. It started with small
yeah.
jobs. I work in a sawmill, work construction,
Mhm.
and evolved into mining.
Yeah. So don't you drive a truck? Is that what you do? It seems like
Oh
I've
yeah.
seen pictures of you in a large truck.
You must have
So,
seen the ones where I'm standing on the front of it,
probably.
probably.
I can't
Yeah,
remember, but I just know it looks
it's
big.
the size of a small house. Yeah,
Oh, wow, it is big. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you were standing on the front of it now that I'm, like, kinda picturing it, yeah.
yeah,
Wow, but even the one you sent me, you can tell it's a big truck.
yeah,
That one is too, so
yeah.
so how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that for 14 years.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Started
That is
laboring in a
amazing.
mine and got trained on a truck and just stayed there. And I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So I know that whenever you were selling drugs, but did you ever start, like, really taking them or get addicted or anything like that to drugs?
While I was selling, I used to dabble in them a little bit here and there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
but
nothing like no serious,
no,
like
like never got hooked on anything.
that's amazing because some people, the first time they do anything, they're
Only this
hooked on
thing.
it. Yeah. So, where a lot of people know you from, I guess, is from the lifeboat, or as we've been calling it, the lie boat.
Yeah.
Won't you tell us a little bit about how that started and then how that ended and everything for you, whatever you can tell us
Well,
about that?
it started mostly during COVID.
Mhm.
I was at home, not working because of the lockdowns,
Mhm.
and just watching videos on YouTube. And I started watching people eat the tube of terror peanuts and
Yeah.
the funny reactions and all that.
Yeah. I've even
And
watched
then
those.
I found Ryback, the wrestler. He
Uh-huh.
was doing that too. And then he
Yeah.
started talking about Johnny, well, Kurt,
Yeah.
and
And
so
so
I got into his channel,
yeah. Oh, yeah, you said you started with
and
his
actually he
with
heat my
Pete the
shorts
Heat,
I
yeah.
met there,
Yeah.
and a few others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met Alan on there and a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Brett came into the picture when he got out of prison,
Mhm.
and he
Now
started
did
his
were they
channel.
up front? Were they up front with that he was coming out of prison and everything? Because that
Yep,
was before my
yeah,
time, so
and he
they
was living in a halfway house.
mhm.
Yeah,
Wow. I, had wondered, and I had just not ever, taken the time to actually ask somebody, so I wondered how that worked in the very beginning. So he started his channel, and you started watching that too?
he started his channel. Well, actually, when he was commenting on his brother's channel, I
Mhm.
subscribed to him then. So
Yeah.
basically, I was one of, if not the first subscriber.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. So, so you made a lot of friends on there, I'm assuming, between the
Yeah,
2 channels, between the 2
yeah.
brothers. Yeah, that's something.
And when the whole FTG movement started,
Yeah.
uh, they it did plant a seed of doubt, but I still stuck around.
Yeah. At first, I thought, "I'm gonna
And
go see who these guys are. They're full of crap," but
a
they
lot of
weren't. I
friends
was
left.
like, "Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was never addicted to anything, but I did find just some of his things that he talked about helpful, in the beginning
Yeah.
when I started
And
watching and everything.
well,
But
actually, in his second year, he was doing more interviews with people and stuff like that. And
mhm.
I did one, like, we went pretty in depth with my selling drugs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. What's
Yeah.
quite the mess, really. So, what was the turning point? Where was it the FTG guys that got you to, you know, leave the boat, or was there
Uh,
something else?
it was everything. The lies, the how he treated women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They I when by the time like Alan did his video with Hef,
yeah.
uh I was pretty much not even there anymore.
Mhm,
Like I was still subbed and all that, and still had my wrench, but I
mhm.
just wouldn't go anymore.
Yeah.
When he had his last hissy fit where he was leaving the channel and gave it all to his son,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Uh,
tried to stay to support him, but no.
yeah, that's what I did. I tried to stay to support him too. I wasn't much of a chatter, I didn't chat much,
Yeah,
but I was always, a lurker, and then I would chat some too, but
yeah,
but not a whole lot. But,
yeah.
yeah, it
But
was
when
a
those
mess.
videos starting popping up a few months ago, that's it. I was done.
Yeah.
And everybody that commented on those videos got the boot anyways.
Yeah. Oh, I know. They were big, both of them, on saying, we don't mind people asking questions, ask questions, blah, blah, blah. I'm transparent, blah, blah, blah. But if you asked anything, even if it wasn't like, an accusation, if you just said, what's the deal with, this or that, boy, you're gone. I mean,
If
and
you
on
said the
Reese's
sky was
channel, they
red, you'd be
just,
gone.
yeah, I mean, I mean, on Reese's channel, they would eat you alive, like
Yeah, I
her
was never
mods
much
and
on
her
her
chat.
channel. I
Yeah,
used to
you're
go
lucky.
I used to go poke around and listen in
Yeah,
a bit here and there, but
yeah,
they, like I'll be honest, I even told Alan before I never liked her from the start.
yeah. A lot of the lifeboat people didn't like her, and he just kept pushing her on them because,
Yeah,
I was like more of a Reese, I watched more of Reese than I did Tommy, and I kept thinking, "Don't push her on them. Keep the
no.
2 separate." If you wanna have that 3rd channel that was the 2 of them together, I thought, "That's fine, whatever." But let her have her channel, you have your channel, and then do that, but who knew? I sure didn't know that there was so much going on in the background. What a mess.
And
Uh,
then when he did the whole thing with Alan and Aaron with the Masterson trial, that's where I
yeah,
started with the Scientology channels and the protesters. Yeah,
yeah,
I found all
yeah,
the squirrels and I was following them and watching them till all hours of the night because they're
yeah,
three hours behind me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know my husband, he'd wake up and he'd say, "You're still watching that?" I would watch them when they were protesting, and they would just be, like, walking around or standing around, and I'm, like, watching it for hours, just, like,
Yeah.
you know, glued
Oh
to it. It was
yeah.
crazy.
If Ben was here, you could tell you we'd watch the same channels and then talk about them on Messenger at the same time.
Yeah. That's funny. Aw. Mm, mm, mm. But, so you ended up leaving leaving the boat. And so what have you been doing since then? Have you found any other, like a channel that
Since
kind of
then,
taken its play, like since you left the boat? Like have you,
uh,
have a bunch of y'all I know that a lot of y'all were looking for somewhere to go to kinda not lose track with each other, and I
yeah,
was wondering if
and I
that had
think a lot of us ended
happened.
up on mental health matters
Yeah.
channels like yours. Uh,
Yeah.
a lot of the mental health channels,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and a lot of
I
them
love
were
it when y'all come in.
created by ex boaters.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I think it's great. I really do. I think that it's absolutely great.
yeah.
So, but it says on here that you like to fish and tinkering with things. So, what kind of fishing do you like to do?
I usually like I don't even own a boat, so I fish offshore.
Mhm.
Uh, it's usually for pickerel or walleye, either name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw, that's cool. And what kind of things do you tinker with? Engines
Oh,
or
my truck, my toys, my ATV, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
we weld a lot, so we need something. We'll build it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I heard you come in, but then I didn't see you.
Uh,
Okay. Ugh, my
I
husband just
actually
walked
have a
in
friend.
handing me stuff.
I actually have a friend's car here that I have to work on to get the safety inspection done.
Oh, yeah. See, we don't have to do that anymore in the States. We quit having to do that. And I
Well,
think they should
certain
bring it
states,
back, to be perfectly honest.
yeah,
Because there's some cars that probably don't need to be out on the road that I see all
yeah,
the
like some of the.
time. Oh, gosh. Anyway, um, gosh, my mind just went blank on what I was gonna ask you. I like had it in my head and it's gone now. Oh, I know what it was. I'm gonna flip back up with the chat and see if they've had any questions. If y'all have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the chat and we will see. There's quite a few people here that were excited to see you.
Yeah, I probably missed a lot of people coming in.
Yeah. So I'm going to kind of just do a rundown from the top real quick. So Mischief Manage is here. Bodie's Beach is here. You're here. Marilee's here. Carrie Bemis is here. Good to see all of you. Hold on. Me and my mouse don't get along. I've got to go find I've got a wireless mouse. I need to go get it, but I always just don't. Okay, there we go. Let me see here. Eat More Pizza Now is here. Marilee says that she said Lord Kiss Freak looking so forward to this. So that's good. And
Mischief just asked, "Who is your favorite mother-in-law?" I guess I could say ex-mother-in-law, and that would be her.
Mischief is?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a story. Mm. So let's see here. Awakened by the looking glasses coming out of Hermitage because I love our Lord Kiss Freak. Everybody likes you. Everybody that I have talked to just is like, "Oh, he's so cool."
Well, with Misha, what 2 weeks ago we did that live for Keela.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're kind of talking to each other too
Yeah.
and saying, "How is it in the future?" Yeah. Yeah, well, it's so weird because, like, especially if it's late at night, and then some people it's already the next day, and, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Tiff 420 is here. Dee Dee. It's a Tuesday night, and we had it was yeah, he was telling me that the show he did was Tuesday night, okay. Oh. Awakened by the Looking Glass says, "Y'all, we still have spots open for the 24-hour live stream this Easter, hint, hint." I don't even know what that is, I don't know what you're doing. So, you'll have to fill us in. Dee Dee's now she's laughing because she's saying she's thinking about me snoring live because I said I took some allergy medicine, and I'm kinda, you know, a little drowsy, and I said, "If I fall asleep, y'all just go on because 'cause I'm just gonna snore." Of course, Mischief says that I'm gonna snore and drool, which is probably true. Yeah. Marilee says, "Hi, Chris. Sounds French." Yes,
Very
absolutely.
French.
Yeah. So, okay, Awakened by the Looking Glass says, Lord Kiss Freak drives a truck literally as huge as a house." Oh, yeah.
It's
Okay.
27 feet wide.
Oh my word, that is huge.
The
Wow.
seat is 16 feet off the ground.
Oh my god, you have to, like, use a ladder to climb? Does it have one of those, like,
There's a
attached
set of stairs
ladders
in
like
the
a
front. There's
Yeah.
stairs across the front.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm always watching those Facebook videos that they'll show of the, pilots getting into the airplanes, into the, like, little fighter jets, and they'll
Yeah.
just, like, climb up that like a monkey, those little ladders up the side. They're just doot, 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 straight up the
Yeah.
side like a little monkey. I'm like, "Oh, man." I'd be like, "Oh, my knees, my knees," you know? Uh, Awaken says, "At First Coffee Susie, we share that accent, but I can't hear it. Everyone says I have one." I'm like, "What?" Yeah. Aw. Yeah. Marilee says, "Chris, I hear an accent." Absolutely. I love his accent. It's cool. Conda's here. She says she's coming in late. Keep My Shorts is here. He's saying hi to you and me both.
Yeah,
I
I
still
said hi to
I
him in
still
the
think
chat.
he has I still think he has, like, the neatest name on the internet. I just love that. I
Yeah,
just think it's
it's a good
amazing.
one.
Yeah, I like yours too, though. That's a good name. There's a few, like Mischief Managed. That is a really good name. Keep My
Yeah.
Shorts, really good name. Lord Kiss Freak, really good name. There's several, but man, y'all have got it going on. You got the best names. So everybody's just kind of saying,
Okay,
yeah,
someone didn't want to ask in the chat, but I got a message about it.
okay.
Someone in the chat was asking if I was of Indian descent. No, I'm not. It's French.
Yeah,
Mostly French.
French. French. Mhm. That's cool. Which I think you look French. Like, I really do. I think that you look like through the eyes and stuff and the bone structure, I think you look French.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. Mr. Todd is here. He's another FTG guy. Anna from Canada. I'm finally
Yeah.
getting where I can say her name. I used to always say Anada from Canada. I'd be like, "I don't know why I'm calling you Anada." I can clearly see it's Anna, but it would come out Anada every time. Anada from Canada. Ugh. So just kinda going down through here, seeing if we've got any questions. Ugh. They're just, like, having a lot of hearts and stuff. They just like you.
Yeah.
So are you 50? That's what they're saying, something about 50. It says you're a child brother. Is that you or someone else? I don't know who they're talking to.
Well,
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 48, and
48? Let's
and
say, I
15
thought you
15s.
were uh,
I actually turned 49 next month.
yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize that Heat My Shorts is from Canada too.
Yeah, he's right at the other end, West Coast.
Yeah. Oh, I have a lot of Canadians on this channel. I really do. I was looking at my stuff in my YouTube office the other day, and it was and Canada is growing on the US on the percentage of how many, people that I have from there. Canada's
Yeah,
growing on it. It's like there's a lot, which I was like, that's cool.
yeah,
Yeah. Marilee's from Vancouver, Columbia, California.
yeah.
Uh, Mischief's from Washington State. My short says he was born in Chilliwack.
I hope it'll show, but that's the picture I was talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, I have. I've seen that one. Yeah.
It's a
Oh
little
my
blurry in
goodness.
there, but
Yeah.
big
You'll have
truck.
to send that to me so I can show my husband. You'll have to send. He loves. He's real into all that kind of stuff. So seriously, you'll have to sing it.
Have
Oh,
a little
Awakened by the Looking
close up.
Glasses. Yeah. Awakened by the Looking Glass. Are you from Oklahoma, or are you just trying to get me to sing? Because it's not happening today. Uh, mm. Yes, Anna from Canada says that she's 6 minutes. Yeah, Anna from Canada. I really had to make sure because I could just hear myself saying Anada. But she says
Christy
she's
the
6 minutes
Gypsy.
behind, but that you have a very strong accent. So Dee Dee's from Australia. Cool.
Yeah.
Anna's Canadian, of course.
John's not all that far. He's in Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. Hockey Town John, he's gonna sing Oklahoma for us. He needs to sing. He's got the voice for it.
With the
There you
fat
go.
joke.
Mm. Uh, I said I did that parody of Reese, and I sang that "Misbehaving," just the line of that "Misbehaving" song. But John and her were actually supposed to have sang that song, and he now says he hates that song, so I don't think he wants to sing it with me. uh, I actually still like it. I just can't get past hearing it in her voice. Uh, oh
uh,
goodness.
I'm sure most
Mm.
people already know that I'll be on Sunday night with Sam and Russ for,
Yeah, that's
for
exciting.
yard time or night yard.
Yeah, whatever they're calling it now.
Yeah.
Mm,
And
turn my fan on.
mid-May, I'll be on with my other's keeper.
Oh, wow, you are just a popular guy right now.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that we're all trying to just, like, get to know each other, like, have each other on our shows and get to know and, like, let our audience get to know people that they've seen
Yeah.
for, years. So, Hef says, "Oops, I was napping." She's late apparently. My other keeper's on here, catching up at 1.75 speed. Yeah, Heat My Short says, "I'm pretty sure I know Chris from the other brothers channel first." Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he wasn't heat my shorts then. That came after.
Aw, it's funny. DOA is a fraud is in here. Good to see. I'm trying to make sure I I like to make sure that I get to everybody, you know. Anna says, question, are you partly indigenous to Canada, First
Uh,
Nations? I have two uncles who are indigenous to Canada.
okay, that's probably the message that I got was
Mhm.
referring. And no, I'm not.
Mhm. Okay, here's a comment. Awakened by the Looking Glass says, that is that is the good that came from the lifeboat, the true friendships that we have grown into. Absolutely.
The only
Absolutely.
good that came from that channel was the connections in the chat.
Mhm. Well,
And
that's always what was the biggest part of it.
yeah,
When I watched, I didn't really pay that much attention to him, to be perfectly honest. I was watching the chat and seeing all
yeah,
the, um, communicating in the chat. And so a lot of times that's why I didn't chat that much, was because I was so busy watching everybody else talk and was just excited about
yeah,
them all talking and hearing their stories and everything, that I just thought that was so neat. Like, that's what I liked about it. And so, that's what I was just so upset when all of that went down. I thought, what about these people that they have, really formed these, really tight knit relationships, and I don't know, what a mess.
yeah.
Okay. Dee Dee has to take her dogs for a walk. I know how that is. I've got a puppy, and when she needs a walk, we walk. If not, I have to clean up the floor. Okay. Go.
Oh wow. Mary Lee says her dad was born in Newfoundland and his first language was French. First time I
Wow.
hear of a French Newfie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so Awaken says Spanx was not so innocent, y'all. So I never could really figure the whole Spanx thing out. I just I don't know. So what do you think? Do you think that he knew any of the con that was going on, or do you have an opinion on that at all?
Pardon me?
Do you have an opinion on Spanx? Like
Like he's not even blood related to any of them. Like, why did he let himself get sucked into that? I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird because he looks like Tommy. He looks like he could be his son.
He does, but he's just his stepson.
Yeah. What a mess, huh? Mm.
Yeah,
I think that he has to be a little bit in it too, at least a little.
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
but that's just my opinion. I don't know. Joel says, "Mischief managed. Good. I was thinking of you today. 43 years ago, we lost my daughter, Laura. We are both in the same club, sadly so. We both need to stay strong." Oh, I feel your pain. I have it too. Yeah, they've both lost a child, both lost a daughter. That's something. It's sad. Yeah, Anna from Canada says that she sent many super chats to the lifeboat, that she
A
thought he
lot
was
of
doing
us did.
something good. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I didn't send a lot. I sent some, but even just the amount that I sent, it just is infuriating.
Yeah,
I sent more to Reese. I sent more
and a
to
lot
her.
were like big amounts.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got other people that are wanting to come on that said that, he took them for some money and stuff. So
Oh yeah,
I wanna make sure that I, kind of check into it a little bit, because I don't want just not that I don't trust them, but I have to be careful with people because I don't know. And so, I just wanna make sure that it's legit. So,
yeah.
and then I'll be glad to have anybody on that wants to come on. Okay. They're talking to each other. I have to keep reading these because I don't have anybody in the back office today that's, like, starring them for me.
Oh, apparently Tommy said that he adopted Spanx,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what he said, but
but
I
he
don't
still
know.
doesn't have his last name.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got his
I
mother's
don't
name.
know. Mhm. Mm. Yeah. Anna says, "There's real cruelty there for me to exploit the vulnerable. It's very obvious. I don't understand why anyone would support that limp boat now." Yeah. There's a lot of different names for it.
Oh yeah,
I get a kick out of it, and what I really think is funny is that just the almost a sense of unity that it brings, that people are kind of joining together in their like, it's
yeah,
almost like if you can't beat them, join them. So it's almost like, we're just gonna, like, if you just laugh about it, we can't change it, just laugh about it, and
yeah.
so
Well,
it's
it's like
oh,
Tom, knife hoarder. I've known him since
yeah,
Chase the Heat.
yeah,
Like we didn't really chat much, but we knew each other from there, and then from the boat.
uh-huh,
Yeah,
mhm. So, Hockeytown John has put a deal that says, "We're holding space for all of those who will be alone on Easter Sunday. We're trying to get enough creators to do a 24-hour live stream for them." That's really sweet. I can probably come on for a little bit. Get me the information and everything, John. I mean, if y'all want me
uh,
to.
I think
Like,
I
I
think
could probably come on for a little bit.
I
Yeah.
think Misha is the one organizing that.
Yeah, that's cool. That is such a good idea because, holidays are rough for people.
Yeah,
It really is. It's hard, and I know we're doing Easter that morning because one of my youngest daughter, her daughters go to their dad's in the afternoon for Easter.
yeah.
And so we're gonna do everything early, so we'll just be home doing nothing, and so, yeah, I could probably come on for a little while in the afternoon or evening, I'll, let you know better as it goes by, but, yeah, if you need me, let me know. Yeah, similar to what you did for Christmas and New Year's, that is lovely, I really think it is.
I can't not show one of these.
Oh, how precious. I love black cats. I just love black cats. I think they're gorgeous.
My little
Uh,
house
I ha
pamper.
I have a calico and she's meaner than snot. She is so mean. Oh my gosh. She's getting to where she will let me hold her, but only for like, I don't know, 10 seconds. And that means
Yeah,
not 12 seconds, not
yeah.
12. If I hold her for 12 seconds, I'm gonna bleed. She's gonna scratch me. So, aw,
Mischief says
lots of
he sent you
Canadians.
the info.
Yeah. Aw. So, let's see here. Oh, yeah, Constance June is late, but they're gonna let her in without a late note. Conversations with Christy, good to see you. Constance June, it's always good to see you too. One with cats, good to see you. There's a lot of Canadians in here today. As I'm going down through here, I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, you brought them. Conversations with Christy says, I'm a gypsy who lives in an RV. Wow, hold on. I'm going to try to put it up. I don't know why it won't. Hold on. Try again. There we go. I'm a gypsy who lives in an RV, so I am currently from Tennessee. Who knows where I'll be from next month? That's funny. I'd like to do one of those. Have you seen those on YouTube where they call them a schoolie, where they take an old school bus and convert them into like a mini home or like almost like a motor home, how they like
Yeah.
a camper, and they live in that? I just think those are so cool.
Yeah.
And I know that you could do the exact, you could have the same life in like a motor home or a fifth wheel trailer or something like that, but there's just something about taking an old school bus and transforming it into something.
Building your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a guy on there the other day that he literally, there was nothing in it, and he had it, it was nice, it wasn't fancy, but it was, very livable, very nice, he had a bathroom, he had everything that he needed, but there was nothing in it that was new. Like, everything was things that he just found here, on the side of
Yeah.
the road or, at a junkyard or even at just a secondhand store of some sort,
Yeah.
he would find stuff and he would, like, make things out of things that they weren't supposed to be, like, it was just so, so neat. Yeah. Hef says that she would need a crane to get up in that truck. I know, I'm like, "Oh, man, that would be a lot." Now, Heat My Shorts says that he can barely hear your accent, but he can hear it a little bit. I think I'm I mean, it's not, like, strong, strong, but I immediately knew that you
he,
definitely had an
he
accent.
probably hears it less because he's Canadian.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Mm. Oh, how funny. Hockeytown John is saying that song, that "Misbehavin'," he said, "It gave me PTSD." He said, "But I'd do a skit with you, Susie." Well, I would do a skit with you too, John. Hello, Joel McCoy, good to see you. Mm. So, I'm just trying to go down through here and I hate to miss people. Yeah, a French newfie.
Yeah.
Hef says, "I like counting to 3 in French. That's as far as I got." I can't count to anything in French. I'm completely lost, so, uh, Marilee says, "Yeah, he lost his French pretty young." So, oh, wow, Hef, I didn't know that. She says her daughter learned French and went to Paris in high school.
Well,
Cool. My husband's been there, but I've never been. I wanna go to my family comes from, Belgium, and I wanna go there, but I wanna go everywhere, so my husband's been about everywhere, so he's like, "Mm, yeah, but," and I'm like, "Well, I haven't, so, you're gonna have to take me now." He went before we got married, so, uh, Awakened by the Looking Glass says, "The ripples. Those were stolen from a bunch of us who had gotten together the previous day on surviving together. There's a long story behind it, but yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing." Wow. It just it's awful. Yeah. John says, "Should we start requesting our refunds now? I could really use all that money." Nana of 2 says, "They are grifters for sure." Yeah. That's so sad though. They really could have done so much good, I think. Zaphod Beeblebrox says, "I hold no ill will towards Spanx." I don't know enough to know if I do or not, so I guess I don't because I just don't know enough. I don't have a legitimate opinion. I just think that my only opinion is I don't know how you're that close to people and not know something's up, you know. That's my only thing. But I don't know. Hmm. Okay, I think we're getting towards the end. Hep says you have to be a disgusting, vile person to take advantage of those suffering from addiction. Yeah. He effed with people's heads so bad. I heard that he was leading that poor girl on that passed away. Oh,
I know
What was it that
exactly.
they were saying that he says now that the harder they fight, the harder I get? Isn't that sick?
Wow.
Yeah, and that women will lie about assault for money.
Yeah.
He's really starting to show his true self, and people are
Yeah.
still over there. But I can't help but wonder how many of those, subscribers are real and how many were bought, because there's just so many rumors that he and his brother both had bought, and I don't know. Again, I don't know.
Probably like 20,000.
Yeah, probably. Thank you, John. He says he'll get me the information on that thing.
He never has more than, like, even at his best, he never had more than two, maybe 300 people in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Goodness. So I'm so grateful for you coming here today. I was just so excited to get to know you, and I thought, "He's probably not gonna wanna come on here. He's probably not gonna wanna mess with it." So, anyway, I thought, "Well, I'll ask." Hey, doing it Deb's Way, good to see you too. Kim Can Do, good to see you. I'm going down, just making sure I catch the ones that came in now, 'cause and if I see that it's marked that it's a question or something, I'll stop, but, uh,
Kim Can Do says Tommy,
okay.
aka Brett, is a cowardly slime ball.
Yeah.
That's an insult to cowardly slime balls.
Yeah. Absolutely. Uh, well, I think that that's probably the end. We've got to the end of it. We went for an hour, so I just wanna thank you
Yeah.
again for coming on. You are welcome back anytime. I love it when I see you in the chat, but
Oh yeah.
anytime you wanna come on, and we've talked
Like
about
with
doing a game night, and I might see if you wanna come on for a game night or something sometime, and
maybe.
I just think that
And
yeah.
with my work schedule, it's hard for me to always be here, but I
Yeah,
can be
yeah,
here like for a week. I'll show up. The other week I'm at
yeah.
work and can't be on.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
fine, that's absolutely
That
fine.
I do work 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, yeah. Aw, Heat My Short says, "Thank you, Chris and Susie. Thanks everyone for being awesome and easy to get along with." That is
Thanks
our
for being here,
goal.
Steve.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you pop out, and I'm gonna say goodbye to my chat, but thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Guys, he was so nice. I am so glad I got to meet him. I really, truly am. So, now tomorrow we're gonna be on, it's early, it's at 3 o'clock Central Time, so, set those alarms or whatever you have to do, because we're gonna be on earlier than normal. So, anyway, I I'm just loving this. I'm absolutely loving having guests on, and being able to talk to them, and get to know them, and to get to know their stories and stuff. I just have loved it so far. I really have. Did you notice that I decorated my little office up a little bit? I got somebody over my shoulder. So anyway, you know, I'm just glad to have it decorated a little bit. It may change, but yeah, I got a little bit. I just was so tired of seeing it, just those black deals behind it, and but I wanted to be in my actual office and not, stuck in my dining room. So I'd like to be able to actually have dinner in my dining room sometime. Ah, yes, didn't he do great? Awakened by the Looking Glass, he did great. I thought that was fun. Yeah, it looks fun, doesn't it? It's a little bit like busy, but I like it. So, like I said, it may change around a little bit, but that's it for today. Rick Spicer, good to see you too. I'm sure I've missed some of you, and I'm sorry for that. Yeah, I eat my shorts, saw my Xenu over there, huh? Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go. Mark's here, and I'm gonna go talk to him. He went by and picked up some stuff that I've got some tests I've got to take tomorrow, some medical tests. So, Susie looking like a pro, I hope. I'm starting to feel more like it the more the more I'm here and, like, I've got my office kinda set up now a little bit, so or my cubicle, it's not really an office. My Xenu is showing, yeah. Everybody have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.